Welcome back, everybody. It's the third stop on my summer abroad road trip review series. So, in this episode or stop or whatever, we're heading to Holland with the film The Windmill. Now, if you don't know what The Windmill is about, it's about 7 tourists with troubled past find themselves trapped at a satanic mill in rural Holland. As they're attacked for their sins one by one, the night becomes a fight for survival. I've seen this at least once before and I was blown away by it, and here there's a lot of positive things. As far as I know, I didn't really have any negative things to say about it, but it's by no means a perfect film. Starting off, the opening credit sequence is an interesting start to the film. Just thinking back on it, almost like a time displacement thing that they kind of play around with, but it's in the last series I did a review on Mother. It starts how it kind of ends, if that makes sense. So the cover of the film, as you can see, has a windmill that's on fire. So the opening starts like that, and like it does happen in the film. I guess that's a way for everything to reset, as seen by the end of credit scene where everything just kind of repeats itself after, spoiler alert, everyone dies. The movie showcases fate in an interesting way while introducing the main characters within the first 8 minutes. While I wouldn't say that this is a Hollywood film, I found not many films overall showcase fate, and it's almost always Asian films that have something to do with fate, as you'll see with some of the later episodes or later stops where the Asian films and stuff like that, you'll see it. Second month though, so all the characters' lives begin to intersect, and that's when all their paths kind of merge into one, you could say, when the character of Jennifer encounters the military vet in the red light district. Not sure if that scene's going to be in the trailer. That's the start of everything just kind of coming together and connecting. A great premise for a slasher film, and we actually get characters we care about, because the flashbacks that are used in the film are shown to deliver some backstory about the characters and creates an emotional link, you could say, with the characters and the viewers. The cinematography overall is great. The effects are well executed. The scythe is an interesting weapon choice that is rarely seen in slashers. I know Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon had a sickle. Not the same thing, but it's one of those unique weapon choices that you don't see in slasher films. The killer, I'm not even sure if the killer has a proper name, but they could be seen as an allegory for death in a way, and they're killing those that have done wrong in their lives. As in the synopsis for the film, they're attacked for their sins one by one, unless they atone for it. Yeah, it gets complicated. Now the other film, previous film from Paris, As Above So Below, did a similar thing. But with that one, it's when the characters atone for their past sins that they were able to actually survive. This one, no, it's the complete opposite effect. The framing is great, and the killer somehow is able to use people's regrets to psychologically torture them, I guess, and then ends up killing them through the hallucinations that the characters have, in somewhat of a similar way as in As Above, So Below. The twist with the bus driver is interesting. Spoiler alert, the bus driver is like the gatekeeper to hell, I guess you could say, and I think they actually describe him as that, or he describes himself as that in the film, and it's an interesting way to view the film if you revisit it, whereas the windmill is actually hell. The tagline of the film, "This isn't hell, this is Holland," it's actually reversed in the film. Like, there's a line in the film where it's, "This isn't Holland, this is hell." So maybe the windmill is hell, and literally the killer is death, but there's a gatekeeper that it brings all these people to death, something like that. It's probably looking too into it, but that's what I like to do with some movies. As you'll see with some of the later films where I try to dissect it. You probably know by now. The editing overall is great. The pacing is perfect for the film, and if I had to give this film a rating, I'd give it a 9.5 out of 10. Like I said earlier, it's not a perfect film, but it did enough to distinguish itself from other slasher films. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for the rest of the films, or stops I should say. So the next stop is going to be Norway, where I hunt some trolls. No. The film's called Troll Hunter, so interesting found footage film. Stay tuned for that one a couple days, or whenever I get to uploading it, and I'll see you in that one.